Hello, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the HCEDC Type B board meeting. I'll open the meeting at 6:03 on November the 15th, 2023. I have a quorum present. Item number 2, citizens' participation and comments. Do we have anyone in the chamber that would like to make any comments? No. Do we have anyone online that would like to make any comments? No. Okay, we'll move on to item number 3, items of community interest. Haslet is hiring the following positions of City Secretary, Public Works Supervisor, Parks and Ground Maintenance Worker 1, Water Maintenance Worker 1, Water Maintenance Worker 2. You can go to the Haslet website to the employment opportunity area to apply. 3.2, Saturday, December the 2nd, Christmas in the Park will take place from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. At the community park. It's always a fun event. It's great for the family. So hope to see a lot of people there at that event. 3.3, all city offices and the library will be closed for the Thanksgiving holiday, Thursday, November the 23rd through Saturday, November the 25th. Okay, item number 4. We have alternate place 8 to be sworn in, but I do not believe they're here. Is that him? No. Okay. All right. So we'll skip item 4.1 and ask for that to be rolled forward to the next agenda. That is him. Oh, okay. Just in time. Just in time.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Serafin.
Nice to meet you. I think you're coming in right at the point in time where Katrina will swear you in as a board member.
Sounds good. I, Miranda Serafin, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office of the board member of Haslet Type B Community and Economic Development Corporation for the city of Haslet, and will do the best of my ability to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of the state. So help me God. All right. And that's it. It's still the same on this one, too?
Yeah.
Okay. I am Miranda Serafin, do solemnly swear that I have not directly or indirectly paid, offered, promised to pay, contributed, or promised to contribute any money or thing or value, or promised any public office or employment as a reward to secure my appointment of confirmation. Therefore, so help me out. All right. Absolutely. Excellent. First time.
Thanks and welcome to the board.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to item 0.5, the consent agenda. We have 2 documents to review tonight and pass if there are no issues. The first one is the October 25th minutes of our meeting and our October 2023 financial report. Open it up to the board. Does anyone have any questions? Any discussion? Okay, then I ask for a motion.
Kathy, would you mind? Thank you.
I'm sorry, forgot about that. I'd like to make a motion that we approve the October 25th, 2023 regular meeting minutes of the B Board, and as well as the financial report, items 5.1 and 5.2.
Very good. Do I have a second? Second. I'll ask for a vote. All those in favor? Unanimous. Okay, reports and presentation, item number 6. The first one is 6.1, the EDC report. Mr. Swanky?
Yeah, Chairman Wirth and members of the board. There are just several things I want to mention on here, and one of them you're going to potentially work on tonight. But there's a lot of activity along 35, and we continue to get calls all the time. But the exciting thing is some of those projects are getting close to coming to fruition. And so there's going to be a lot of activity in the near future. The other thing I want to mention is there's a site plan that was approved for an office building at the apex of 150 State Highway 156 and Schoolhouse Road, just on the north side. It's a 4,400 square foot building on about 0.54 acres. And it'll be professional offices / medical offices. And that's it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Swanky. Anyone have any questions for him? If not, we'll move along. Item 6.2, tennis court benches shade structure. I see that that's also listed at 8.2. Is this first one for a staff input?
This would be just a report of presentations. There's nothing to show you, board of directors, right now. I can give you what's transpired. Mr. Marlowe has been communicating with me and Public Works. We have forwarded Mr. Marlowe the foundation structure plan or foundation plans of the tennis court, because it's post tension with rebar. You just can't drill in it anywhere. And that has any design has to be coordinated with that. So he has that. And he and Mr. James Tucker, Public Works Director, will be communicating directly with regard to any design and how it is secured to the tennis court foundation. Otherwise, that's all that I would have to report.
Okay, then we'll move on to item number 7. Discuss, consider, and act regarding all the properties listed. Is there anything, Mr. Swanky, you'd like to speak to right now?
No, ma'am.
All right. Next item is 8.1, discuss, consider, and act on the Haslet business brochure. And this is the item where I asked some of the board members to take a look at what other cities have done in listing their business directories. And so now I'll open it up to anyone who'd like to discuss what they were able to find, what features they liked, or anything else they'd like to say.
I have a few examples. If Colton could pull that sheet up. Some of them were very simple. Some of them were more complex. But I found with Southlake and Watauga, they use Blue Dot Open for their online business directory. And you can see it has like a Google map. And then it also shows you some listings with, looks like logos. And just click on one of those. See what's, so there's the contact information. And I guess it's as much or as little as you want to put in. And then go back to the Google Doc. Let's see. I guess Paris, Paris, Texas. So I found a few that looked a lot like this.
If I may,
Sure.
this website, along with several other municipal districts, use the same software that we use for our website, Civic Engage, and we do have a resource like this on our website currently. The only thing that we cannot replicate is the interactive portion, such as what Blue Dot can do for us.
Of observations as well. I looked at the city of Pilot Point, and their website or their interaction is designed and hosted by Cave Consulting. I don't know if you can pull that up for us, the city of Pilot Point. And if you'll click on, let me see, scroll down. And let me see, scroll down a little further and visit Pilot Point. And they have things to do, eat and drink. I looked at specifically eat and drink there at the top. And I thought theirs was pretty unique in that they had pictures of the food and everything. And I found somewhere on there, oh yeah, it said something about it was designed and hosted by Cave Consulting, but I thought theirs seemed, it was very colorful looking, and it just seemed like they had a little bit of different twist to it than some of the others. And I'm sure they're a small town, so there's not probably a lot of businesses perhaps, so maybe they're able to do a little bit more. I looked into Cave Consulting, and it said that they have a minimum development fee of $42.50, and then they have, I guess, a monthly fee of $100. I also looked at Keller, and I thought theirs was pretty good as well. It says it was created by, I can't read my own writing, sorry. It looks like brand virus or something. And they had, you look at eat, shop, it says find, play, and they have a community map. They have website links to the businesses, and theirs is called Keep It in Keller. And you can, click on any of those other, like shop and eat and so forth, to find some of the other businesses. But I thought theirs looked pretty good as well, because they have they had the different links to the websites and different, the addresses and everything. And you can find the map and, of course, the phone numbers.
Thank you, Kathy. I also looked at Keller's, and I ended up talking to the business coordinator director there, and he told me that they're looking at potentially updating their website, that they launched theirs in 2017, and the actual developer was Think Creative here locally in Grapevine, and he said that they are very easy to work with, and they really enjoyed their relationship with them at the time. But they feel like they've somewhat outgrown this and want to promote their city more. So as I was looking at various sites, that's what I found, is a lot of companies do a lot of promotion. They do a lot of pictures. And so we can make this project as big as we want or keep it as small as we want. One nice thing about Keller's is they did categorize their items in that you can search by different categories, and they made it very simple for the user to navigate, which is great. I also looked at Blue Dot, and I thought they were very good as well. And I thought it might be beneficial for our board to see a quick video that was presented by Blue Dot that might give us a little bit of an overview and kind of a reference for thinking about how we want to move forward. So, Colton, if you'll help us with that.
And provided us with the site that we're going to talk about today. So the Blue Dot Open was originally meant to help cities identify their citizens and residents the essential businesses that were still open and providing services, whether it was your grocery stores or restaurants or certain retailers that could still be declared essential businesses at that time. This next part that we're talking about, Blue Dot has expanded past the essential businesses and now is looking at bringing in all businesses within the city that can sign up for it. So we're very happy with what we've been able to work with Sophia and her team. They're very responsive to any system issues or things that we want to see change or added to the system. It's been very, very helpful.
So Kwame, I guess a follow-up question. If I were to explain Blue Dot very simply, is this basically then a city directory of our businesses?
You are correct. The open side is. Now, there is the side that only city staff will see. That's the more business retention side where it's going to have some details about the business that's not open to the public. But the open side that we're going to talk about today is very much a public-facing side of the Blue Dot system.
And so we've created, right, a city directory that now the emails that we get as small businesses, is that coming then through Blue Dot or using that as your system to be able to send out those emails?
That is our system. So all the emails that hopefully you have seen and other people watching have seen that mention the grants that the city has provided, the grants that the state of California has provided, the status of where we are, whether we were before the purple tier or blue tier, all those different tiers of dealing with whether a business can open during the pandemic. All those are coming through the Blue Dot system from me directly.
Now, if a business is not getting those emails, if they go through what we're talking about today and set their business up on the Open Blue Dot system, will they start getting your emails, or is there something else that they have to do to start getting those emails?
Well, the emails should be there. If you have a registered business license within the city of Antioch and we have the current email in the system, you will be getting those emails. So if you notice that you have never seen an email from me, please reach out to me directly in my direct email. We'll make sure that we change that on the city-facing side, the non-public facing side, to ensure that when those emails do go out, it goes out to the right entity, the right person.
Okay. Just in case there's businesses that are watching this that are going, hey, wait a minute, I haven't heard from you. What are you talking about?
Absolutely. We had one of those this morning, and I had to make sure that we had the right email. And unfortunately, it was a different email. I think it was a change of ownership, but hopefully we'll get them all straight.
Yeah, good. No, thank you. And I'm glad the partnership is happening. We're looking for more ways to help our businesses. And so what are the benefits of Blue Dot to our businesses? Why should they participate? Sophia.
Yep, for sure. And yep, I'm all over this. So the benefits to our businesses, I think, can be summarized in threefold. The first one is searchability. Being an online web-based platform, that means that potential customers can visit the site at any given time, through any of their devices. Just click on the link in their browser, and they will be able to, potentially find your business through a variety of different search features that we have on the web page, whether it be, the services that a business provide or categories, whether it's open now, all of those different options to basically broaden your reach and give your business another venue to be found. So that is the first side of the benefits. The second side is to increase your business's digital presence, which, as you can imagine, during the pandemic has become even more important. Increasing the digital presence means, just making sure that there's a web page, web accessible page, such that your information, your promotions, your address, phone number, any of the services you provide, any of this information is accessible at anybody's fingertips. So that's one side. The second part to the digital presence is the fact that when you fill out your profile within the Blue Dot Open page, which we will cover later on in today's meeting, is to make sure that you can link to any existing websites or any of your social media profiles and to here. So these kind of cross-linking also increases your search engine optimization, so that when people go to Google or go to other venues and search for your website, it increases the ranking in the search results, which is an additional benefit to your business, of course. The third part to the benefit to your business is the fact that it allows for real-time updates. So I know that right now, things are changing a lot, and they have been changing a lot over the last year. Your hours may change, the services you offer may change. Maybe tomorrow you start doing delivery, or you have enabled an online ordering site. So all of these changes can be updated in real time in your profile in Antioch as Blue Dot Open site. So this is a great way for you to get some of those updates immediately to the customers that may be visiting your profile, to make sure they have the most up-to-date information without any delays.
Awesome. And how much does this cost a business to participate?
Zero. It's entirely free. It's entirely free. Yep.
Right. So I say that, the city is using this. Kwame, where on the city's web page are we posting this? Where is this going to be found so that people can utilize this as they're looking and partnering, looking at the city's website?
It'll be on our homepage under the recent happenings tab. So if you go to the city's homepage, antiochca.gov, you'll be able to see a link for think big and think small, but our shopping local campaign. I want to do that over again. So it'll be on our shopping local campaign page there.
And the benefit of that, I say that Kwame and I and Sophia have looked at the city's webpage and how this is represented, and there's some changes that we're going through the process to make it more easily findable, a better user interface. So we're working on some things, and if you have any changes or suggestions, the benefit is that Kwame and Sophia work really well together. And so if there's a way for the city to be able to get more out of this, Sophia wants to help. And so we're actually talking to the developer, right? This isn't Facebook where it's way out there, you have no idea, no way of making changes. We're actually talking to the developer and able to make those changes to make it better for us. So I just say that this is this is an opportunity for us. And then some of you might think, well, okay, yeah, but I've already got my Google, I've got my stuff on Google, I got my stuff on Facebook. Why do I need to go and have it on one more site? And I will just say that, number one, the best reason to do it is it's free and it links back to your site. You want as many neutral pages, meaning pages that you don't control, to link back to your website as possible. Sophia was talking about having your Google rank rise. That's one of the key numbers for your Google rank, is how many backwards links are coming back into your website. And so this is another one of those that can do it. And this will be on the front page of the city website. So there'll be another link that will go through there and go back to your site. So there's a lot of benefits to this from a business standpoint. The cost to you is free, so it's just going to take your time. And I don't think time is invaluable. Time is worth a lot, but that's the only cost to you is to take your time to go on. But let's show them how to do this. So, Sophia, I'm going to go ahead and let's see, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'm going to make you a co-host so that you can share your screen here, Sophia, and then I'm going to ask you to actually go on to Google, because that's where most people are doing this. And I want you to show people how to actually find this. So I've just made you the co-host. I've stopped sharing my screen, so Sophia, you'll be able to share your screen at this point.
Okay, let me know if it's coming up.
Perfect.
Perfect. So all I did is, so basically I went to Google and I typed Antioch Businesses Blue Dot. Now, when you type that, I just did this 2 minutes ago. So this is the results that you will see. The first one is an ad. It's a furniture store, so do not click on that. It is an advertisement, and Blue Dot is the first real result that comes up. You can see right here, it says Blue Dot Open, and it says Cities Antioch. So all you have to do is click on that link. The moment that you click on that link, you will see the Antioch's Open for Business site right on your fingertips. And like I mentioned earlier, you can open this in any browser on any device, whether it be a laptop, your phone, a tablet, an iPad. As long as it's a web browser, you can see this. It does not require any accounts or downloading any apps.
And so you're saying that people can go right here and claim their business on their phone, right? They don't have to go anywhere. They don't have to be in front of their laptop. They can do this on their phone. Is that correct?
They can do that on their phone. They can do this while taking a walk, walking their dogs, anything of that sort.
Awesome. No, and that's great. And it's important to highlight the whole Blue Dot. Some people know Blue Dot, the furniture company. In fact, when the first time I was looking for this website, that's where I was stuck on that furniture company website trying to figure out, what am I supposed to do here? How do I claim my business? And so make sure you get to the City of Antioch Open for Business website so that you can claim your business. So if you want to go ahead, Sophia, and stop sharing your screen, I'll go back to our slideshow.
Yep.
And open this, and then we'll go through now once they get here what they can do. So once they're onto this screen, now this is what they can do, right? List my business. So Sophia, I'll turn it over. What are the opportunities they have here on this screen?
Great, perfect. So here is a brief screenshot of what a form looks like. You can see that it's cut off here, and when you are actually on the website, the form actually goes on for a little bit longer. But here are some of the main things that you should think about and filling in those information as you are doing your business profile. And a key thing to note here is to just fill in as much relevant information as you can to maximize your presence. The more information you provide, the easier it is for people to find you, and the more business that will mean for your company. So some of the bullet points you can see here on the slide are things like a one sentence highlight on the top, making sure to include your website, your social media. You can also include your Google Maps link. That means when a consumer opens this page on their website, on their phone, they can simply click on it and just takes them directly to the Google Maps, and they can hit directions and see how to get to you. Hours and any special notes around your hours, the services, any delivery options, online ordering options, are you offering gift cards, and of course, any promotions that you're currently doing, and if you have photos that you can upload for the gallery, by all means, please upload as many as you can.
And people like pictures, so the more pictures you send, the better as far as that goes. Let's go to this next screen here. So this next one actually highlights one of the businesses that has done this, right? This is Antioch Ace Hardware. And so they've actually gone through and filled out all their information. You can see Antioch Ace Hardware, their address, their website. They've got all the links to their Facebook pages or their social media pages on there. They've got their phone number, their times. Do they deliver? Can you shop online? All of these things. So the more you put on, the better it is. And it's just the more customer friendly you become. But they've also gone on here and shared a lot of their pictures. So those become accessible too. And I'm sure that Google will, send their spiders out, and this will be found not only in your own website, but it'll be found here as well. So that if you want people to find you, you want them to find you as many places as possible. So the next slide goes through, and we start talking about what you can put in, and what does it mean when you say highlight? What do you mean by that, Sophia? What are they supposed to put in here?
Yeah, so in a highlight, it should just be a really brief, eye-catching sentence to summarize what is it that your business offers. Basically, the one sentence that you want people to immediately grab their attention. Because this one sentence highlight actually shows up in the main listing page, so you really wanted to stand out and grab people's attention. It could be some. In the services you're offering, or it could be some discounts or any of the programs that you want people to pay attention to.
It sounds like a whole nother seminar where we come together and talk about how to create a one sentence highlight, right?
How to market. Yep, that's a whole other subject.
Yeah. But that's what you put in here. The next one obviously is your website. You can put in your website.
Services are the easy to access filters that people can use in the main listing page to filter down the business listing. So you want to make sure that you check as many as it applies to you. If you are offering delivery, make sure you check that. If you're offering online shopping, make sure you check that. right? Because if you don't check that, then when people use those filters, they will not see you. So make sure that you complete these and take as many of those as is applicable to you so that people can find you quickly.
Good. Delivery, so what's a delivery link? What does that mean?
Yeah, the delivery link is, again, it's just it's a link. So let's say you are offering delivery through, let's say, your restaurant, and you are offering delivery through DoorDash or any of the delivery companies, Uber Eats, or whatever it might be. Making sure that you grab that link again, just like you did for the social media or Google Maps, and making sure that you put that here. This way, when customers get to your profile on their phone, they can just click on that button and be taken directly to your DoorDash or Uber Eats or whatever profile, so that they can just go ahead and place their order right away. They don't have to go to DoorDash and look for your restaurant. It's just one click and they're right there. Similarly, if you're ordering, offering delivery in-house or any of the other methods, just feel free to add that link here, right? There is no limit on what kind of link you can add. So just add the ones that are applicable to a business, and people can just click on it.
Awesome. And then gift
Yep.
card. Why would somebody put a gift card in?
Well, gift cards has been a great way to support local businesses as well. It's a great way to bring in additional revenue to your business. So if it's something that your business does offer, giving the link here for people to easily buy one is obviously to your benefit. So if you do have gift cards, put that here. And if you have any special notes about the gift cards or special notes about any of the services you're providing, making sure to type it in the notes so that people would be aware.
So now Sophia's not selling gift cards, right? So if there's a gift card on here, this is going to take you to a link on your own website where you have your own transaction and sell them a gift card. So if that's what this is. This isn't Sophia selling gift cards on your behalf. She's created an option for you to be able to link directly to your own website where you offer gift cards. And if you don't have that option, you might want to look into that option, because it is a way that customers right now who feel bad about the businesses that they normally frequent that can't are giving back right now as they're prepaying for future business to help keep you in open, if you would, revenue coming in. So take part in that. Great. Kwame, you have anything else on this page that you'd like to add?
I would just say the more information.
Some of the features that some of these companies that we will be looking at can provide. And with that, I'll open it up again to discussion. Anyone have any comments on what they saw or what they've seen on other sites?
Do we have a budget on this yet? How do we go about that process?
We do not have a budget as of yet. That will be something that we'll have to set and ask for the revenues to be approved by the council board if we adopt this as a go-forward project. So the steps would be that we adopt this as a project, we vote on the fact that we want to implement this service for the community, and then we in our investigation of the various companies, we would set a budget. Then we would go forward and ask the city council to approve that budget, and then we would move forward with a selection and a setup.
Thank you.
So
Okay.
we're just in the very beginning stages. We determined, I believe, in past meetings that the best path forward with this, if we adopt it as a project, is to do it electronically and not in a paper brochure. So we're still investigating different features and what we might like. And then we'll move it forward with a vote to adopt it as a project, and then we'll take it down the steps. Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Mayor, will you turn on your mic?
I would have, I had. I'm waiting for my own mic. Lapel. Nonetheless, thank you. Thank you, Colton. Board, as in speaking, Chairman Wirtz, I've as you go through and assess these different programs, I ask that it be a near self-sustaining operation program as possible, that the business entities, I mean that, and I'm saying what I mean by that, it minimizes our staff interaction. That's what I mean by that. Whatever program you select, it is a minimal staff interaction, other than on the very front end, getting it set up, whatever that we may have to do there. But from that point on, that business owner maintains their site and their information, their updates, their profiles. That's all I ask.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Matter of fact, that was some of the things that I wanted to summarize with, and of course, we'll keep this discussion going as long as we need to. But things that we really do need to consider is price, and we'll be getting to that as we move down the road. But ease of setup, ease of maintenance and updates, and the fact that you say we want to keep it to a minimal for the staff. We still want it to be easy for updates for the companies who are going to be using it. The ease of navigation for our citizens out there to search and find what they're looking for. And then also the overall presentations, the pictures, and how does the site look? And then not least, the relevant data, the things that we want to have on the website. So all of these are issues that need to be taken under consideration. So I'll open it up to other discussion if anyone else has something to add.
While I was investigating these, I came across some cities use a Chamber of Commerce. And so I was kind of straying away from those because they sell ads, and that was something that we're not doing. And because they seem pretty robust and may not be as self-sustaining. So if that's still the way we want to go, I wanted to clarify that before I look at further examples.
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
May I ask again, what was that about chambers of commerce?
They had their own direct business directories, and some had, you could probably pay more money to have your logo on there up at the top. And so I know that was a question I asked in last meeting about selling ads. And so that is not something I believe we're entertaining. We don't have a sales
We don't have sales staff.
and I don't know if that was something the city wanted to go down.
With regard to the chambers of commerce, I chose not to renew our relationship with the, I think it's Metroport Chambers of Commerce, because there was only less than a handful of our businesses in Haslet that have been members over 20-something years. I first signed us up 20-something years ago, and we've been paying a fee. Now, in the last recent 2 years, I've had interaction with the president or CEO of the Westport Chamber of Commerce and have requested certain things, and I did not get it. And it was not unreasonable request. So I'm looking at, okay, well, hardly any of our businesses participate in the chambers of commerce, and the city itself is not getting the support I was asking of. Then why pay probably over $3,000 a year to be on it? So I chose, we just were not getting any value out of it. I think you would do much better. And it would be a keep it in the family, keep it in Haslet focus, starting off with by probably any of those softwares, but it's directed. Here's within the city of Haslet. If I want to, there's probably any of them I could go on there. Okay, I'm looking for a sandwich shop or a coffee bar, or whatever that case may be, and it would filter all that other stuff out, and here we are. Anyway, that's I want to address the Chamber of Commerce aspect.
So I have a question. Excuse me. The site obviously is going to be free for our businesses. They are responsible for maintaining what's on the site. When it comes to uploading pictures, that should probably go through the city first to make sure that the pictures that they're uploading are decent, reputable.
I would, may I just chime in here?
Oh, absolutely.
Is that we've thought about, I'm thinking along with you folks. That is something your front end work is going to be writing and publishing, and setting some guidelines. And that whatever company that's going to do this is such as, do you have a sales tax certificate? Are you a reseller? Do you have a sales tax certificate? Certain criteria you're going to have them have when they sign up on this website. And will that company be willing to monitor that? So now what pictures they upload, I don't know that I want city staff getting involved in that, because this becomes a staff intensive project. Maybe you go on and monitor those businesses, but in your front end, the agreement or criteria, if you find something that says sexually oriented or something like there, you will not have this or this or this or this, and you find that on there, then you have grounds to remove their site. So you've got some front end work to think about and establish and document. And then periodically, I'll say police it, because this is your project.
Thank you. Anyone else have any comments?
One thing I thought about as I was looking through here is how could we determine if we're really getting our money's worth, and how the businesses would value this. So perhaps we have some sort of an evaluation that we do periodically or something.
Yes, matter of fact, as we get closer into the project and start really doing some interviews with some website developers or whoever we choose, I'm sure they have analytical data so that they could actually tell us how many times someone hit the site, and they could, by that, let us know it is being used. It isn't something that we're spending money on, because the city will spend money on an upfront cost to launch it. It's free to the businesses within Haslet, but there is a cost to our board should we adopt this as a project. So we would ask for analytical data from the website developer or company we choose to be able to provide us whatever data points we want that shows that this system is valuable. Oh, Mr. Mayor, yes, please.
Thank you. I'm thinking along with you guys. And I'm glad, I'm just so happy you're asking these kind of questions. Measurable. Okay, what's measurable? What are you looking at? Okay, well, I'm talking out loud and just thinking what comes to my mind. One is, okay, you're informing the resident of Haslet what's here. Not we take it for granted, you know, we all know what's here, but something will pop up once in a while and go, oh, look at that. I didn't know that. The other is for the businesses that we have here, it's helping them grow. So there's two things. There are probably many more. But when you said money's worth, you need to define what money's worth is. So it's measurable. I'll give you an example. If I'm looking, okay, Haslet Economic, there's two parts to your name, Haslet Community and Economic Development. Well, economic development, at the end of the day, you're trying to increase some sales, get some sales tax and get some revenue flowing, right? Okay, we have 2 cents sales tax. Penny to the city, 50 cents to EDC Type B, and 1/4% to A. The other quarter goes to the street maintenance fund. So if I'm looking at this as a return on investment, you know, if I'm the EDC, don't forget this. There's so many EDCs in the past, probably virtually all of them, never looked at this aspect. Okay. And I only know this because Ms. Work shared it with me. Blue dots fee is how much? $400 a month?
Yes, roughly 400 a month, just a little under 5,000 a year.
So that'd be $4,800 a year. How long would it take you to get, how much would you have to get to, I'll say, what's your return on investment? How much do you got to bet just to pay for the fee? It's $960,000. Because you get a half a cent on every dollar you spend on this. But that's where the other parts of that definition, you can't look at it wholly on money. I mean, you're building a foundation of growth right now. And that Haslet community is where that comes into a big play, that you can justify your expenditure and what you're doing to promote convenience for the Haslet resident, but also helping build that business. But don't forget the investment side and the return on investment. Just be knowledgeable of what you're doing.
What we also have to figure out too is how we are going to get this word out to the businesses so that they can go on whatever website and put in their business. Going to be new businesses, they get a welcome packet, a little postcard going out. And then Frank brought up last meeting, like people who are running daycares out of their home, but they're not licensed.
Well, therein lies if you set up some criteria. Okay, you're a daycare worker. Well, you got to have certain permits in place,
Right.
Health inspection certificates. If you haven't got those certificates, you're not even going to be let on the site. And that's where you set up the criteria. And so it'll be a business by business. Okay, what is required? Type of thing. And, you know, it'll get involved on the business. Let's say I am classified as a cottage industry. That means I can bake bread in my kitchen at my home and sell it. I don't have to have health inspection. But you need to be aware of that. It's not, oh, if you sell food, you got to have this health inspection. No, not if you're a cottage industry. So there's some things in the law that you'll be learning about.
So will that be something that the city attorney help? us with?
Well, maybe, and I don't know if what he knows about cottage industries either. So nothing's going to replace you knowing and you looking, just making yourself aware. There is much of it that I can, we can use building services department, they do permitting. They're well aware of these different things. But I don't want to, I'll say this. You need to be cognizant of your own business, is all I'm saying. Don't be 100% reliant on the city doing everything. That's all I'm asking. Be knowledgeable of the venture you're taking. And just starting with this one, and this one's an easy one. I mean, there's going to be a lot of different little steps here, but this kind of thought and looking into you're going to fund, imagine if something comes that's called Green River Distribution Warehouse. I'm making all this up, and it's 1 million square feet. And we'd like for you to give us an incentive to build here in Haslet. What are you going to measure that on? Well, I know that we're involved in one of them. We pay them about, a couple of years ago, it was $750,000, and we pay them $500,000 to be here every year. Well, what kind of deal was that? So this is part of, your responsibility is to look at wise, eyes wide open, what you're doing. I think this is a good thing, personally, self, as the mayor, but I am also would use it as a learning tool for many other topics that will come down the pipe.
Do you think we could take a temperature of how everybody's feeling on this? I think some of the things that we're thinking about and coming up with could be done in committee work, the guidelines and, who's those sort of things.
Yes, I agree, Laura. So are you suggesting how do you want to do it? By vote? Or how
are we ready to vote, or is there any more discussion?
If anyone wants to do more research, because we really looked at a lot of information tonight, and maybe some are a little bit further ahead than others. I don't know. I'm not asking for a vote for us to proceed if we're not all ready to do that, or even kill the deal if we're not ready to do that either. I just leave it up to the board to say if they'd like to further investigate this and learn more about it, and if they think it's valuable.
I think that the most important point of this is it valuable. Is a person going to just pick up their phone and Google it, or are they going to go to this site and search it? And I think the companies can give us a lot of sales data on that. They can tell how many people have clicked on it. They can tell where they live, because as soon as you click on it, they know where your house is. So they can give us some hard data if people from Haslet are looking at that, if people from outside Haslet are looking at it. And if it's not that much and it's expensive, it's probably not that valuable. But the second component of it is, if we're going to sell Haslet to a new business, is this a tool that we use to say, hey, here's what we have, and other cities are obviously using it and getting some benefit from it. I'd love to interview them and find out what their data is. I think it's worth proceeding with, but with the caveat that it has to be valuable. It's not just to have it doesn't matter. We have to have value.
I agree. Very wise words. And I think that's how I feel as well. So if we want to, again, put this on the next agenda, not take any vote or action tonight, but continue to learn and pursue the path forward, and then talk about it again.
Maybe what you're speaking of is all about analytics, asking the company point blank, what analytics can you provide? Because that's how you'll determine all of that. The websites I've owned, I never got the people's address, but I did see how many hits by day, or what time of the day, et cetera, et cetera. I wasn't able to determine where locations were. Not to say that they don't have it and you couldn't ask for it, but that would be a valuable question. Yeah, analytics is huge.
I guess my thing is to move forward, do we vote for the formal vote, and then we can form this committee that can dig deeper, look, find out from other cities, find out from some of these companies, write up a scope of what we're looking for, the criteria and all that. Just, I guess what I'm thinking is we don't need to do all that prior to taking a vote, that we want to actually do this. Because I think that the group thinks this is a good idea for the city. And we're not spending any money right yet. We're just gathering information.
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
And please forgive me, you probably know the answer to that, but here I hear the question of what's the process forward. Well, you can continue. Yes, this thing is listed as discuss, consider, and act, but you have the privy to all you're doing is a workshop. And you can continue on for the next 6 months or 8 or whatever your pleasure is in a workshop mode. Or you can actually list it on here as just a workshop. However you want to do that. You can, as you'll see in the next item coming up, about a resolution. You can have to appoint a subcommittee. This is important. There's a couple of you volunteer, want to be on to it, is okay, well, talk to this company, see what they have, ask those questions, develop some guidelines or something, to start moving this thing ahead, and you bring it back to the full board. And here's what we found. But you're still in a workshop mode as to determine, then you can make your decision. We want to move forward or no, we don't. If you want to move forward, what would be your next step then? Okay, well, at some point, you need to find out how much. So I've heard, there's 2 companies, there's one company, I think it was like, I don't know, $4,000 a year, and I don't know, $100 a month for maintenance. So that's what, $5,200. All right. So there's a $4,800, $5,200, and they're probably all going to be in that same ballpark. And here's how much it costs. Well, your next step is, if you want to move ahead, this goes, we accept this as a project, and our budget is, if it's 52, call it $5,500. And then you can, by that time, you probably have got your focus on one company or the other, and finalize that, get a contract, and sign it. And then you're done. You're off and running. It gets implemented then. But that's the process. You don't have to have a vote to continue researching at all. You're still in assessment. You haven't even formally accepted this as a project. When you say, I'm accepting this as a project, I am seeking I'm going to fund it also. That's what that means. You're not there yet. So just keep investigating.
I think we should continue to investigate, and I think we also should think about what degree of the website or project, how far do we want this to go? Some of them seem to be much more complex. Some of them seem to be a little easier. And I think we decide as we investigate this further, do we take some baby steps and implement, and then with the intention of going back in a year or something for a reeval and perhaps enhance the features. So I just think it could be a work in progress.
I agree. Any other comments? Do we want to not take a vote, but at least show if we're in favor of pursuing continually looking into and gaining information about this? Those in favor? Okay, then we'll just move this to the next month's agenda and continue to look at different sites on our own, and then come back and have further discussion. Okay, moving to 8.2, discuss, consider, and act to approve a resolution of the Board of Directors of the Haslet HCEDC Corporation establishing a committee for the tennis court covering of the tennis benches on the tennis court. Okay, we had 3 volunteers in our last meeting. Are we still available?
I am. I think Tony's not here, and he was one of the ones, and I believe
Right.
Kitty was, you were the other. So,
I was the
yeah.
other, and I'm still available. So I know we still have some challenges to be reviewed by staff and the tennis court manufacturer. But I have seen photos of different workarounds that I'd like to, on the committee, talk to the developer of the court to see if it's possible to pursue.
I agree. I think some things that the mayor said earlier are helpful to us.
Right.
There is some commercially available, really nice options that are compact and easy to do and very efficient that are going to require some expertise of someone that can drill holes in cement. And there's 2 different ways to mount them. You can surface mount them or drill a hole in the slab and pour cement. So there's just 2 simple decisions to make. And we just have to decide if the value of it is worth it. And I think our subcommittee will do that first and then present it back to the board. Is that the correct process?
I agree. So then I have any further discussion from anyone else? If not, Mr. Mayor, yes.
This is just a little bit of academics. Does everybody know why we're doing a resolution? The reason behind it. I'll just get real brief. In your bylaws, and this even exists for the city council too, but in your bylaws, so you're taking a project, and you see there are going to be other projects you're going to want to do. Okay, well, not everybody's going to do everything. Okay, well, these folks volunteer. Okay, and they go out and investigate and bring certain data back and present it to you. Well, for that to be valid, in your bylaws, it's called creating a committee. And the only way you can create a committee is by a resolution. And there's things that's happened in the past. It did not happen by resolution. And then also that small committee went off and started making decisions all on their own without consulting the board. So this committee is all fact finding and presentation, maybe expressing their opinion about it. That's fine, but they do it to the whole board. The board makes the decisions. But that's the reason why it's in the bylaws that a resolution is required to appoint these certain members. And you have a board of 7. The membership needs to be 3 or less, so you don't have a quorum sitting on that board. Otherwise, the decision's made already. So it's 3 or less. But I just wanted to I'm using this as a teaching tool. Here's why there's a resolution that you have to have it. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, then I'd like to call for a vote of the board to confirm the 3 People Committee of Benjamin Drury, Tony Marlowe, and myself, Kitty Wirtz, to look at the covering for the tennis court and bring it back then to the board with what we are able to find out.
I'd like to make a motion that we move forward in the selection of the committee for the tennis courts to decide and approve the resolution.
I second. Okay, I call for a vote. Those in favor? It's unanimous. Thank you, board. Item number 9 is executive session. We adjourn the current meeting at 7:09 and move to the boardroom for the executive session. Thank you. Okay, I'd like to open up the regular meeting for November 15th, 2023 at 8:29. Number 9, executive session. We have no action to be taken out of executive session. That's number 10. Number 11, consider an act regarding items to be placed on the next agenda. I wanted to make an announcement that our next regularly scheduled meeting is Tuesday, December the 12th. And instead of a 6 p.m. start, we'd like to move that meeting to a 7 p.m. start. I'd like to ask the board, is there any additional items anyone would like to have placed on the next agenda? I have one. In the past, we had discussed the vacant parking lot on Hurley Street. I'd like to add to the agenda that we consider actions of a security chain fence to be placed around that lot, and to also have the lot leveled with soil. And I'd like to have the staff available next meeting to provide whatever update or cost that they may have if they do the work. And when I say a simple security fence, I'm talking about only on 3 sides of the lot, a metal post with a chain connecting between the posts, so that we keep the cost low. Evidently, we're having some cut-through traffic that's causing a problem that we want to eliminate, and we want the ruts removed from the lot. That's the purpose. Okay, anyone else have any other agenda items to be placed next meeting? All right, it is 8:31, and I call the meeting adjourned.